Hello everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about superstitions. Superstitions is an interesting topic, and in the UK we have a lot of different superstitions. In Britain, British people have a lot of different weird beliefs and fears and things, so I wanted to tell you about those today. And I'm not exactly sure if they're just in the UK or if these superstitions might be shared with lots of other countries. So after you've watched this video, let me know. Let me know if you have any of the same superstitions or any similar superstitions in your country. The first one is when a black cat passes you. This is definitely bad luck in the UK. Though, to be honest, I pass black cats every day because I have one. So I will say that I don't think it's giving me bad luck, but we've had this cat for like 14 years, so I really hope it's not giving me bad luck because it could be the source of all my problems. But anyway, this is what lots of people believe, and you see a lot of images of black cats, especially at Halloween time, because we really associate them with Halloween and bad luck. Now the next one, I'm not really 100% sure how widespread it is, because the thing with superstitions is that sometimes they're just quite local within a community or within a town, or they can be countrywide. And this one was something that certainly me and my sisters, we always talked about as being bad luck. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this with other people and they believe it too. But anyway, the superstition is to not walk over 3 drains. If you walk over 3 drains like these, then that will be bad luck. So the only thing you can do is just be careful where you're walking, and if you come across 3 drains, avoid them. And I'm not going to lie, still to this day, the thought goes through my head if I pass over 3 drains. But nowadays, I just walk over them and I don't worry about it. Now, the next one is a big one, and that is do not break a mirror. Now, obviously, no one ever plans to break a mirror, but if you do, you get lots and lots and lots of bad luck. So don't do it. We say you get 7 years bad luck, or 7 years of bad sex. So either way, whatever it is, it's a long time, 7 years. So you've got to be careful and don't break a mirror. The next one is another one which is really, really bad, and also everyone believes in. This is kind of one that most people will say, if you do this, then everyone's going to make the comment that you did it. And that is to open an umbrella inside a house, inside a building. This is something that you shouldn't do because it brings you lots of bad luck. Now, I'm going to admit this is one that I do. I do this all the time. Well, not all the time, not every day, but when I have an umbrella with me, I do it. Because if the umbrella is wet, then, how do you dry it properly? You kind of need to open it, otherwise it'll go moldy. So I open my umbrellas. However, there is perhaps a logical reason for this, and that is because umbrellas, if you open them in a house, it could actually be a little dangerous, especially if you're thinking about old umbrellas that had metal spokes. The spokes are those long, thin bits of metal that go around the umbrella that hold the fabric. Obviously, these days, they're quite often made of plastic, or it's like really thin metal. But in the past, you could really poke someone's eye out or really hurt someone if you did that. So it's probably a good thing if people believed that it was bad luck to do it. So I kind of understand where that one came from. The next one is related to gifts, birthdays, Christmases, whatever. If you're giving someone a gift, there is one gift that you shouldn't give, and that is knives. Don't give any knives to anyone as a gift. No. And nothing sharp, really. So I don't know what else. It could be like scissors. I don't buy scissors for someone for a gift. It's just seen as a bad luck because it's a weapon. It's potentially a weapon. So you don't really want to give that as a gift. And I've never given it as a gift. So I guess I've held on to that superstition. Then, finally, after all of this bad luck, there's some good luck for you. So if you're in the UK and you're ever walking down the street and you hear a seagull and then suddenly you feel something dripping down your shoulder and you turn and it's seagull poo, then you should be happy because that is actually good luck. It's good luck to get pooed on or shit on by a seagull. Isn't that strange? Apparently, it's less likely that you'll get shit on by a seagull than win the lottery. But to be honest, I don't believe that because I've been pooed on by a seagull twice in my life and I still haven't won the lottery. To be fair, I've never bought a lottery ticket. However, in the fact I read, it said nothing about buying lottery tickets. So either way, I've never won the lottery, thank you, and I've been pooed on twice. Because basically, in our high school, we had a playground and there was so much litter. People always dropped litter everywhere. And because of that, it attracted lots and lots of seagulls. So it was pretty common there to get pooed on by a seagull. I mean, it happened to someone almost every day. So we were obviously a bunch of very lucky kids. Now this is a very common one, I believe, maybe outside of the UK. Certainly in America, this is a very common superstition too, and it is a number. The number 13. 13 is generally seen as very unlucky, and if it is paired with the day Friday, then it's incredibly unlucky. Friday the 13th is the unluckiest day you can have in a year. So any Friday the 13th in the year are not gonna be good days. They're days to avoid. And you might have noticed there are a lot of horror films related to the number 13 or the day Friday the 13th, etc. And it actually has Christian biblical references, this one, because Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th person to arrive at the Last Supper. And Jesus was crucified on a Friday. So, double whammy. Double whammy means two bad things happening at the same time. A double whammy. So yeah, Friday the 13th is a bad one. And I just seen Henry my cat. Hello, Henry. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Well, I think he wants in. 1 second. Now, thinking a little bit more about good luck, one thing that can be really good luck is a four-leaf clover. So the clover is a symbol not only of Ireland, but the four-leaf clover is also a symbol of good luck because they do exist, but they're quite rare. So I remember times as a child trying to search for a four-leaf clover, but I still think I've never found one. But supposedly, when I was a child, if you found the four-leaf clover or a four-leaf clover, you could make a wish. And also a horseshoe. A horseshoe is another lucky thing. You can see horseshoes sometimes above people's doors in their houses, or you can quite often see them in like gift shops where you can buy little trinkets. Trinkets are like little decorations or pieces of jewellery, like strange little objects. And quite often people will put a horseshoe in their house above a door, but you have to put it this way up, the right way up. Otherwise, if you put it upside down, then all the luck will fall out. So the tradition is to have it that way up, and it's a symbol of good luck. Here's a really weird one, and it definitely sounds very pagan, and that is if you spill salt. If you spill salt, that's bad luck. But you can counteract this one. The way to counteract it, that means to get rid of the bad luck you just got, is to pick up the salt and throw it over your shoulder. If you do it quickly enough, you're okay. This one is sort of superstition, but it's also like an old wives' tale, which is what we call a kind of story or thing that people used to say, which maybe isn't true, but people believe. So it's pretty much a superstition, but an old wives' tale maybe because it's a little bit more like a story. And this is a rhyme. People used to say, and still do say, red sky at night, shepherd's delight, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. And this means if you see a red sky at night, shepherd's delight, and the shepherd is a person who has lots of sheep, like a farmer who has lots of sheep. So it's a shepherd's delight because it means the next day is going to be good weather. But if we say red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning, that means that that day or the next day there is going to be terrible weather if you have a red sky in the morning. And to be honest, whenever this happens, it always seems to come true. So I don't know if there's actually science behind this, but for me, it always seems to work. Okay, and our last one is a really good one because it's not just a superstition, but it also has a phrase attached with it. And that phrase is touch wood. So we say this if we think that we have maybe jinxed ourselves. This means that we have a hope or we want some good luck, and so we say something. But by saying that, we're asking for something good to happen. And by asking for something good to happen, it might mean that exactly the opposite thing will happen and we will have jinxed ourselves. To jinx yourself is like to curse yourself. So, to stop that happening, we'll say, touch wood, and you have to touch something made of wood. Or it can be paper or something like that too. So, for example, it could be, I'm sure I'm going to get the job. Touch wood. Okay, so I have to touch something that's made of wood and say this phrase. And then it's okay. There's not going to be any bad luck. If you're presumptuous, you're kind of assuming you think that something will happen. You're saying it will happen, but you don't really know it will happen. And when we're talking about something good and we're presumptuous, then you really need to say touch wood because that might jinx it and mean it will not happen. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I hope those superstitions were interesting for you. Let me know if you do share any of those same ones in your country, in your culture, and have a lovely evening or day or morning. Bye.